of the weirder things that Michael Cohen said during his testimony on Wednesday was that when Donald Trump first decided he was going to run for president, he had members of his staff call his former college, his former high school, basically anywhere he'd ever attended academically, and threatened them with legal action if any of them ever released his transcripts, his grades, or his standardized test scores to the media or to the public. You tell anybody what a crappy student I was, and I'm going to sue you into oblivion. That was a weird claim that Michael Cohen made. You know, what really wasn't relevant to anything, but he was telling us that to show us just how secretive and sneaky and deceitful Donald Trump truly is, and he did a good job of painting the picture. But here's the thing. Michael Cohen, as Republicans told us all day long, is a liar. How can we believe anything he says? Well, luckily, Fordham University, where Donald Trump attended for 2 years, came out immediately and said, Michael Cohen is telling the truth. We got the phone call, and then we got a letter warning us that if we ever tell anyone about Donald Trump's grades, we're going to be sued. So that's been confirmed. We know now that Michael Cohen, at least on that particular issue, was telling the truth. But that's not really the issue. Michael Cohen had no reason to lie yesterday. He's not going to get a lighter sentence. He's already been sentenced. He has nothing left to lose. But Donald Trump has plenty to lose. And in fact, he's had plenty to lose since day one. Since day one of the campaign. And that's why he called his freaking high school and said, don't you dare release my transcripts. This guy must have been one of the worst students imaginable. His SAT scores, which he's also threatened people to not release, must have been, probably in the double digits. Not even the triple digits, just the doubles. I don't even know if this man would have been able to get his name right on there. And that's why he doesn't want us to see what's in these. Because if we see them, if we learn that he is in fact not a very stable genius, then not only does that crumble the facade that he's built as president, it crumbles the entire facade of the Trump organization itself. That whole organization that he built off money his daddy gave him is built around the fact that Donald Trump is the greatest human being to ever live. That is what Trump wants to portray to everybody in the world, that he's the greatest ever. Nobody's ever as great as him. Nobody ever has been. Nobody ever will be. But if we were to get a hold of these transcripts and say, oh, wow, he was a solid C student, wasn't top of his class, wasn't even near the top of his class, then suddenly the entire narrative around Donald Trump that he has been building for over 70 years is gone. And I can promise you, there is nothing flattering in this guy's transcripts, because if there was, if we had SAT scores, in the 15 or 1600s, we would have all known about that for 20 years. If he had an IQ that was above 100, we would have known about that for our entire lives. If he was a straight A student, an honor student, doing everything possible to be the best student he could be, again, that would have been, we'd still get tweets about that. But we don't, because he's not, and that's why he's hiding it. One of our video sponsors today is BetterHelp.com. BetterHelp.com offers users access to their own personal therapist. After filling out a short questionnaire, BetterHelp.com links you up within 24 hours to a therapist who's best suited to help you with whatever it is you may need. BetterHelp.com is cheaper and more efficient than going and sitting in a therapist's office or waiting for weeks at a time to get an appointment with a therapist. And the best part is that it really is only a fraction of the cost. You can speak to somebody 24/7 from the comfort and privacy of your own home. BetterHelp.com is there for you. If you are having career trouble, if you're having relationship trouble, if you feel like you're just spinning your wheels in life, there is always somebody willing to listen and help if you need it. Check them out today, betterhelp.com/ringofire to get started.